So today we are back to Docker. So we are trying to discuss deep about the Docker and all. So what we did last session, we tried to set up a application along with the database which is running in the host. So we'll try to reconnect that just a HTML with MySQL, and then we'll go with another example of that. Okay. So okay, uh, yeah. So this is the Flask app. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Sasi.
Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, this is a Flask app. Basically, it will just provide the BMI, and it also has the connections for the database, so it can store the data. Okay. So when I'm running it manually, it is running fine. So now I'm trying to set it up in Docker. Okay. Yeah. So we'll try to rebuild the Docker file. Okay. What exactly happened? If you see, yeah. So if you see app.py, we have a connection here. The host number 172.188. We have a Docker user, and all these details we were given. And if you go to the diagram, yeah. So yeah, this is a Flask. So if you go to diagram, so what exactly happening? Uh, we have a database, and we have a VM. Okay. So MySQL database is running here, and we spinned up a container here. Yeah. So in the container, we are running a Flask app. So this Flask app, whenever it gets the details from the user, so it will try to fetch it from the database. Okay, it will store from the database and it will try to fetch from the database. But all this Flask app, it's in a separate Docker network, which will try to do the port forwarding for it. Okay. So let me try images. Yeah, this is a BMI app. Let me do a bit. So Docker build 520 EMI. Okay. So Docker run -d, and our Flask app, it's running on port 5000. So Docker run -d BMI, and -p port 5000. And we'll also try to expose the port 5000 and BMI. Yeah, that's the syntax. So we given -d as a daemon mode, and we port forward for -p. So there is a format here. Okay, so one is container port and another is host port. Okay. Yeah. So here, the first one would be like we will try to forward the host port into the Docker container. So the first one here is the host port, and the second one is your container port. Okay. So let's do it. Okay, it's already allocated. It's that hyphen and go pt rep. Okay, there is another Docker process is running. Okay. Okay, even I spin up a man stack. Okay, so due to that part, all other things are also running in the same port. So what I can do instead of that, I can try to spin up in a different port. Okay, so Docker run. The host port will be 5.1. Container port is 5,000. So we got the. So this is what the output comes up as a container ID. So we can see the Docker logs first. Docker ps. So yeah, this is what it says. Okay, let me grep it for you. BMI. So yeah, so if you see the screen, so it's saying the Docker container ID and what is the command the Docker is running, and it's a temporary container name, so we can specify our custom name if we want, and the ports. So it's running in all IP addresses where we expose, not the internal every IP address, and also port 5001. So this says our host port name. So in my VM, which port it's supposed to run, as in 5001. And the 5000 TCP, it's binded to the Docker container port 5000. Okay. So let me try to see the logs, what's happening, and put the container ID. Okay, it just started. So let me spin up port 5001. Okay. So 192, 68. So height to weight should be, let me increase the font size for you. So this is a simple lab we did that time. Let me do a calculate BMI. Okay, so basically it says access denied for user Docker at the rate. So maybe we need to see where we allowed the user. Is it a local user or a remote user? Okay. So let me log into database. Okay, looks like for the user. I was able to reset the root password. So what happens? How the DB works is, so you have a DB. Okay, you have something called user local. Okay, so local as in you're supposed to connect to the DB from inside the VM. Okay, let's say the same user, if you are trying to connect from outside, okay, user one. Yeah, if you're trying to connect from outside, okay, this might not work because how did you configure the user, whether it is a local or remote, that's what matters. Okay, so what we'll do, we will check in the table how did we configure the user. So just now I did reset my root password. Okay, so what we are looking for is the user connection. So Docker user, right? So it is remote. Okay, it looks like this is remote. Okay, and let me check the password. Okay, hyphen p. My DB is Docker DB. Docker DB. Okay, looks like there might be a password issue. Let me try to reset it. Let me try again one more time. So, password 123. Okay, so let me reset it. Okay, so Docker user at the rate strong password 123. Let me try to log in again. Okay, access denied to Docker DB. Okay. Mm, let me remove this. Okay. So he doesn't have access to Docker DB. I'm trying to give complete access. Okay. So okay, it did reset. Now let me try it again. Okay. The entry went in. Let me see. 7 height 6 feet and 35, or let's say fine 19. So, but all the details they are entering into the database. So where you can see it here. Okay. So this would be okay. Use buffer DB, row tables, select star from VMI underscore records. Yeah, bro. So this is what, like, every time whenever we are making an entry, all the data is storing into database. So we can add a function here. Where do we want to see the data? Show the data in the home page itself. Okay. So let's see something like where is it? Okay. Now I'm modifying a bit to show the existing data as well. Okay. So, meanwhile, I'll save the changes, whatever I did. Okay. Uh, It, uh, and next one. Okay, so modifying my homepage. So one thing is I would like to show the records, height, unit, weight, and BMI. So I'm adding my updated my homepage to show this as in table format. And whatever this data, where does it come from is this one. So if someone tries to like log into homepage, like landing to homepage, so there is a post method if there is any. So this is the list to store the existing BMI records. Okay, there is a post method if someone is trying to update it. And other than that, so fetch the BMI records. So whatever the records are there from the database, so you can fetch and show it here. Okay, so let's give a try. Hit it, updated BMI records, select query. Let me do the git pull here. Okay, so I'm supposed to do a Docker run, Docker build again, is it? Or yeah, so what happens is whenever you made the changes source code, right, everything is stored in a Docker image. So I think I need to rebuild the Docker image. Okay, so Docker build hyphen t BMI app version v2 dot. Uh, so I need to go to Flask app and Docker build. So this tag specifies we are specifying a tag here, and otherwise we if we don't mention anything v2 or something after the code, so it will basically take the latest. So yeah, it did rebuild, it did made catch, and it did copy it. So writing the layers. Let me see Docker images. Yeah. So if you see, there is a v2, there is a v1, there is a latest, and there is a v2. Okay, so let me kill this Docker rm force. Okay, so let me rebuild it from v2, right? So let me run it. Okay, so Docker run hyphen d from v2, and also we want port forward hyphen p 5001 5000, and the last one is hyphen name, right? Okay. So okay, let's see. So we gave a name parameter to name our container. So D is the daemon, P for port forwarding, and we specified our version. Okay. So let's see. So we can see the Docker got spinned up. So let's go ahead and give it a try. 5001. Yeah. So if you see now in the home page, we are displaying whoever registered the weight, right? So we're displaying the records, and we can add a new one. So something like 4 feet, right? And let's say 160, 150 centimeters, and weight should be 50 kgs. So yeah, this is a, let's say this is a full-fledged application where the data is stored in the MySQL, but only the Flask web application is running in a container. Okay, so we can see, like, in an ideal scenario, what we can do, we can convert the whole MySQL into a database, and the whole MySQL database into another container, and we can spin up in parallel. So that will become like this, as in. So in that case, that will become like, okay, we have a Flask app here, 5001, and also we'll have a MySQL container here instead of connecting to the external database. Okay, so we'll have MySQL DB here where it also runs as a container. And these two right now, which host these people, the default network, right? Okay. So we didn't specify any Docker network mode. So these things are in host network. So that would be like they have a isolated network already, and all it works with the port forwarding. And this we can forward or we can leave it internal. So that's up to us. Yeah, we have time. So yeah, shall we go for this one? Where is your Prasad? Or should we go for the other application? The what was that?
Application
That not.
analysis,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's on regarding DB.
Yeah, so this DB I would like to convert into a container and run it. So shall I go ahead?
First, okay.
Yeah.
And I
So for that,
am checking for the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, let's give a try on this. The other setup I have it. The other one I have a setup already. We will give a try on that MongoDB. Okay.
Sure.
So what we want? We want a MySQL container, and MySQL container comes with a item called storage. You need a volume, as in volume. So what you can do, you can dedicate a specific volume for MySQL, or you can create a Docker volume and you can attach it. So whatever works for you. So since it's a MySQL, yeah, let's see. So let's see the MySQL syntax. So Docker run -name, MySQL root password, and Docker tag. Okay. This is Flask app, but we might need to create another one. So in that case, we might need to spin up into different thing. So let me rename it MV Flask MySQL. Okay. So what will I do? I'll push everything into a separate one, Flask. So this is the syntax. Yeah, the MySQL syntax is this hyphen run hyphen d. So we can name it as MySQL Flask, and the default network mode is. Hmm. Okay. So what happens is if I spin up a let me see which network Flask is running. Okay. So Docker ps Flask. You see for VM. Yeah, so actually it's running in bridge mode. So all this container, whatever I spinned up, so it's running in bridge mode now. So let me spin up without mentioning. Let me spin up the MySQL also. Okay. So only problem here is, array, array 3306. It's still running. My default MySQL is still running there. Okay. So systemctl stop MySQL. So we use this command docker container prune. That if any pending containers or which is not in use and all. So let's try again. Okay. ps grep MySQL. So we have the MySQL Flask is running. So what do we want to do? The only thing is we have users and all. We have the user setup. We have password. We have the database. The only thing is we don't have the table to create the things. Okay. So that one setup is pending. We will do that one. Okay. We can automate later. So what I'll do is I'll go inside the container. So that's what we do sometimes. Let's log in inside the container MySQL. So docker excc hyphen it MySQL Flask. I'll do bin bash. Okay, MySQL hyphen user hyphen p. Okay, let me try. Instead of, so here whatever command, this is the container name or the container ID. So here whatever command we want, we can execute. So here what the command is, mysql -u docker user and -p, yeah, there is a strong password. Okay, I'm supposed to give a database name here. My database name is docker db. When I created it, that's what I did, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, so this the name is db. So let me give you that. Okay, show databases. Yeah, use docker db. Okay, show tables. So there are no tables. So let me create one table. Okay. Yeah, created one table. Commit. Okay, exit. So now we have empty table. Let's go ahead and change the Docker connection. So we are supposed to change the Flask connection to point to this particular DB. Now the question is which port number it will be running. This will be running default port. In that case, I guess we are good. Hmm. Okay, let's see. No. So let me rerun the container. Docker run -d hyphen name VMI app hyphen d hyphen p port 5001 5000 and forgot the image name. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, let's see the logs. What's happening? So I'll close this. Let's open a fresh one. So we don't have any records here. So let's insert fresh one. Okay. Yeah. So these two are communicating good, but these are running in a Docker bridge network. So this is the bridge network these two are running in. So instead of that, what we'll do is we'll spin up the containers in a separate network. So Flask MySQL. Okay. So let's stop these both of these containers. Okay, let me start the MySQL container again with a network parameter. Okay, so let me create a Docker create VMI MySQL network. My bad. Hey, this is Docker network creator. That's the command, right?
Yes. Docker network
Uh,
create. Docker create hyphen network.
okay. So the dependency is first your DB has to be initialized. Okay. In DB, what we did when we did last time, yeah, we missed one thing, man. For the DB, let me see if I gave a storage or not.
I think you didn't give a storage.
Yeah, we didn't give a storage. So what will I do? I'll create a storage here. Uh, mkdir slash data01. Okay, give storage command. Hyphen V. Think. Or let's give directly. Okay. So instead of creating storage, uh, wait, let me edit it.
Sisi, can we attach it for a running container?
Running container. Huh?
Ah,
No, I killed the container, right?
okay.
Yeah. 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. I can create volumes, creating a volume in live, and I'm attaching to it. So okay. So let's see. And also, I am specifying a network. I think we created a Docker network LS. Which one it is? Yeah, this is the one. So MySQL Flask network. So we will give this one. Okay. Now let's see. Copy. Yeah, I missed the backslash here. Backslash is a continuous of command. So yeah, I think it's because of the spaces.
Sisi, after volume, there is another backslash, double backslash.
Network, right?
No, after volume, you have given double slash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one. Nice one. So Docker PS grep MySQL. Okay, or MySQL is running. So similarly, we'll run the Flask also. So grep BMI. So Docker run -d. Uh, hyphen name VMI app -d -p 8001 8000 Uh, what else is there? I think BMI app, right? Network.
Network hyphen R.
I think yeah, port to network, right? And yeah, that's it. Okay. The last one is yeah, V2. Okay. So yeah, it's running. Let's go ahead and rerun it. Yeah. Oh, we freshly created a MySQL, right? Okay, let me go ahead and create a table insert. Docker exec hyphen t MySQL underscore flask. That would be there is a command.
Use the hyphen u username and hyphen p
Yeah,
with
yeah.
DB name.
New
This is a Docker user and
hyphen u Docker user and hyphen p Docker DB and strong password 123. Okay, so show tables. We missing select table command. I forgot the table command here. Yeah, this is one. Okay, commit. Just to be sure, I'm running commit. Okay, so let me rerun the Flask again. Okay. Yeah, I'm not spinning up new application because there is no changes in application. It's only database. So yeah, we are good. So ideally, in a production system, what people does is so they will create everything, all the tables, everything. This is called schema, right? So yeah, this is the one. So this whole thing is called schema, right? Okay, this like DESC tables, show tables, DESC, VMI underscore records. So what we'll do is we will take a database dump in SQL format, and when we are spinning up, we will provide a schema also. So that would be somewhere here. Yeah, that option must be somewhere here. So where we can provide a schema also here. So whenever our Docker is coming up, it itself will come up with automatically. So where we don't need to go ahead and create a table. Okay. For now, do is like I think we achieved what we are looking for. So instead of Docker, we created a MySQL network. Okay, and what will I do? I'll convert it into a Docker Compose and we'll update my GitHub. Okay, so since it is done, we'll go for a next one. Okay, since uh, yeah, you have time, Prasad. We can try that MongoDB if you have time.
yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Okay. ED changes for I think we might need to clean up the containers. Okay. So Docker RM uh, and Docker network prune. Yeah, this should clean up whatever the networks which we are not using. Docker image prune. Okay, Docker container. Okay, so if I go to the next one, so I took one example of it. Okay, let me do pull and push. Let me do Docker. Okay, so this is the one. So what we have here is we have a Docker compose file here. Okay, we have one which is running MongoDB, and we have one which is running backend as a MERN, and we have front end which is running HTML. Okay, and for front end also, we go. The front end is nothing but a HTML which is running in Nginx, and backend is nothing but Node.js. Okay. Is this okay, or do you want me to spin up things manually?
Uh, Actually, I'm trying manually, Shashi. So yeah, anything is fine. Mm.
Yeah, we can try this manually, no problem. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So first step would be creating a network, right? So what we'll do? Yeah, tell me network name. What you are looking for? Mon network. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Docker network. Okay. And next step is the first one would be you might want to spin up a MongoDB, right? This one.
What actually I'm doing is I'm uh, running a front end as a separate container, running backend as a separate container, and
Okay.
I want to run DB as a separate container, and all
Do
this
you
to
have
be in the
any?
same network.
Okay. What you are looking for in front end? What exactly you're looking for in front end? What's your requirement?
It's a user creation, just a simple user creation app. I'm just
Okay.
trying things out. So
Yeah, we can do that. So
DMI is also fine, CC. So
yeah,
I
no,
think
no, this is a different one altogether. Mun Docker, right? So this is a different one. Okay.
okay, okay.
So we can try the things here. So what how we want, okay? So for Mun with HTML Linux. You are creating username and password also, is it? Or just a username?
DB.
You're creating a users, right? The users list. How we are
Uh, uh,
creating VM.
yes, yes, yes. No password, just username and email and mobile number based on country.
Okay. Okay. I'm generating the code, man. That's fine, right?
Yeah, fine, fine, fine.
So this is the format. So let me go ahead for, yeah, index.html. Okay, and we have style.css. We need Nginx, so this is the one. So, and if you see, Nginx will be here, I think, docs.html, and yeah, there is a Nginx container also. So let's spin up Nginx. So we'll target the front end first. Fine, right?
Fine.
Uh, okay. Yeah, you need two things here. Okay. So the Nginx port is 8080, that's fine. You need to share two volume files. Okay, so one is your front end code where your HTML is there, and another is your default dot configurations. Okay, see what this guy is saying. He is depending on backend. Okay, the order is you're supposed to create a DB first, and then you're supposed to create a backend, and then you're supposed to create a front end. Okay, we can try vice versa. That's up to us. But things might not work exactly, but we can give it a try. No problem.
Okay, Sasi. Yes.
Okay, the question is Docker run. Mhm. So PWD front end. So we are supposed to provide. Okay. So when we are running the Docker, we are supposed to run it from the root. So where we have the name is front end. That's fine. Where we have the front end directory mounted and where we have the Nginx directory mounted. Okay. So let's. Yeah, this is the command, sir. So we are running in Mon network 8080. and pwd. The current directory is mon docker. Inside we have front end directory, and then we have a nginx file. So both. So we are hosting both of that, and we are spinning it up. You can run nginx alpine also, but we are running nginx. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter which port we are running, but for now we will keep it 8080. Okay. Yeah. So we have the front end Docker PS, grep for front end. So if you see Nginx Alpine, we have the front end, and Nginx is running in port 8080. And oh, this is a different one, man. Sorry. Let me clean this.
Yes, Shashi, that's what I'm seeing because we run the Nginx Alpine image, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Morning I did a trial run. So that's why we got that. Yes, sir. So we have 8080 Nginx. So we'll go check the UI first. Okay. We are supposed to get a user field also, right?
Uh, yeah, for now this is fine, I think. Front end we can change it anywhere.
Okay. So we won't get any response because there is no backend here, right? So
Yes, yes, yes.
so basically we are going in a wrong order as I told. So first set you're supposed to create a DB, okay? And then you're supposed to create a backend, and then you're supposed to create a front end. Okay. So that's fine. Now what we'll do is this is created. So what do you want to do? Backend or database? Which one you want to go for?
Uh, Backend and then database.
Okay. So backend के लिए this is Docker. Oh, this is Node.js, right? Okay. Docker run Node.js backend. Yeah, chalega. So we have the default port is port 5000. So now let's run. Let's give it a try. Docker run hyphen hyphen name backend hyphen p port 5000. The question is, so here are they exposing or not? Yeah, they're exposing the port. Okay. So port 5000, and then this is a Node.js, right? So I think this is Node Alpine. So, but one thing is we didn't build the file. Crap. Oh, okay. We are supposed to build it, right? Okay, one second. How come Nginx is running? Did we build Nginx?
You actually run front end using Nginx directly.
Yeah, but I didn't build it, right?
Yeah, you didn't build it. But Nginx image is pulled automatically from Docker Hub, I think.
Uh, okay, no. We gave a volume mount. So we gave a volume mount, right? So it's taking runtime arguments. Okay. So that's how it did work. Okay. We didn't build any custom image here. Okay. So my question is here, are we supposed to build a custom image or we can run a default image? Okay. So did you got my question?
Yes, 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 yes. I understand
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Run this as Docker run. हाँ ये तो बिल्ड करना है. Okay. So Docker run Docker build -t. We are in backend directory. So we'll give the name as backend. And yeah.
This is a small question. For
The,
front end, we didn't build image, right? Based on volumes, it picked up or from
yeah,
Docker
it's
or some
based on
direct
volume.
directory.
So for that you need to know how Nginx works. Okay. So how Nginx works is Nginx has two entries, three entries, or two entries basically. Okay. So Nginx asks for two things. What is my config file? And what is my source code? Okay. So the config file would be etc nginx default conf. Okay. And here the source could be var html. Okay. So option one is what we can do. We can keep everything and we can pack everything as an nginx build. So it's a packed one. So since we pack, everything will go as it is. Okay. The config file from here. Okay. And the source code from here. The HTML source code. So everything will go as a packed. Here in this version, everything will go as a pack. That's the first one. And second thing, we are not building, we are running a regular Nginx container. We are mapping it. Mapping as in mount. So this is what we did. We did a mount, the default config file, we did a mount. The source code, we did a mount. So we can run two ways. Any way is fine. Okay. And if you see here, uh, let, let me go for a history. Yeah, this is what, sir. So we mapped our volume file, HTML, and we mapped our source code, we mapped our config file. So if you see the location, etc nginx config. So both are same, right? Basically, it needs only two things. So either you can provide as a build or either you can provide as a map. That's up to you. Okay. So ChatGPT recommended this version. So otherwise, we can build everything. But if you do build, what happens is your image will get bulk, right? So since the source code you are already packing it, your image will get little bulk. Okay. So if you do mount, the image will be light. I think when you're running, the container will be heavy. So both are same. Yeah. Any questions here?
No, Sasi. That means we are using default config here, but if you want build image, then we need to create a config file as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
In that file, in
Yeah.
that case, see, in that case, we are supposed to create our website name, right? So
Yes.
whatever is .com, and then we are supposed to keep. Okay. So yeah, we can do that like in some session forward where we go with the DNS proper project, right? So we can do that. Okay.
Sure,
So
sure, sure.
Docker PS grep backend. Okay. Port 5000. So in order to test it, we do have two, three methods. Okay. So first method is error connecting to server. Okay. But how does front end communicates with backend? That's one question. Like they are in the same network, but how does it know the front end supposed to communicate with backend? Hmm. Yes, sir. We'll see. And also, yeah, let's see how did it run back in. Let me kill it. Let me inspect the backend one more time. Okay.
Did we change our backend code? I mean, to get the details from front end.
No, I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe that is the reason.
Hmm. Let me check the network once. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
Metadata, root, graph driver architecture, and no, there is no network, man. I think I missed it. Okay. So, oh, name I missed it. Okay. So let me on Docker default. Huh? Yeah, I think this is wrong. Okay, let's me spin up again. So Docker images backend. Yeah, let's check the code as you told. Okay. So yeah, I think we updated the code, but let's see. Require course server.js. Yeah, we didn't updated it properly, man. Okay. So updated server.js and front end is working fine. Server.js and then package.json. Okay. And we don't need Nginx default and backend Docker file. Okay. So let's go ahead and build it again. Uh, Backend Docker changes. I'll clean up the container. Docker. Okay, sir. So let's build it. Git pull. Okay. Docker build -t backend dot. It's running npm install nginx. Yeah, it's done. So what we'll do is we will run it. Docker run name backend fnd. Think port also should be there. Port
And also
should be
network
network.
net.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So network mon network. Right. Okay, sir. So let me double check the entries. TA भी देना है, URL भी देना है. Okay. So hyphen D name is done. Network we gave. Hyphen P URL. This one we are supposed to give. Okay. Let me give it.
It is for DB, right?
Yeah, let me give it here. Yeah, I'll answer your question. So yeah, so we are providing a variable. That's it. So even though if the DB doesn't exist, right, it will throw out an error. But you said you're okay with that, right? So the order you're supposed to follow is DB backend and frontend. Now we are following a reverse order. We will get errors, but that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. It might create a objects database objects, so that's why it's needed. But yeah, let's see.
I think image names is a backend app. We have given backend app, but it is only backend, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Docker PS grep. Okay, port 5000. Uh, Let me try. Yeah, but I think in front end also there should be some connection to the backend, man. Yeah, let's see.
I think it should be
Yeah,
post.
depends on is there. Yeah, there is no connection here. I think it just serves based on this HTML content.
I think
Mm,
in the front end code itself we use get and post, right? So I think it should work.
okay. Yeah, error connecting. So we'll also check the backend with the curl call. Okay. So curl or postman, anything. Okay. So what
Okay.
we'll do, we'll ask ChatGPT to generate a test case. Okay. Generate a curl entry to test the backend data. Yeah, this is what. So curl x localhost 5000 slash users application JSON, and we are getting the giving the entries. Okay. So the same thing we can replicate in Postman also. So we are directly hitting the backend, verifying if it is something, if it is working properly or not. Okay. So, uh, but it should be running, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's crashing, man. See,
Yeah.
just because of the DB entry. See, it's trying to create a DB entry, but DB
Mm.
itself is not there. So that's why it's getting failed, right? So now let's create a DB. Okay. Give MongoDB Docker run. Yeah, Docker run MongoDB MERN network. This is the default port, and we are just hitting enter. What and all is running there? Oh, okay. Morning I did generated some. Okay. Uh, Okay, okay, let's try a clean startup of MongoDB. We got it. And let's check for Mongo. It's running. And now let's spin up the backend container again. Okay. Uh, okay. Docker start. So whatever failed container, this is in exited state, right? So I restarted again. Let's see if it's, yeah, it's in up condition. Okay. So, okay. So all our three containers are up and running. We have a Mongo, we have a backend, and we have a front end. And yeah, even this one also is running in one network. Everything is running in same network. So we'll go and hit and try. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Front end is not responding properly. Let's give a try from the curl call. Yeah. So we are trying a curl call. Yeah, recorded, created successfully. So now your backend and DB are working properly. Now the problem is with your front end. It's not able to be in sync with the backend. Okay. We are supposed to connect front end and backend properly. Okay. So let's see. I'm also not expert in that area, but let's see. Let me check your course entries. Uh, Yeah, this is called cross original regional scripting. So that's called something like where is your request coming from the front end, right? So is it coming from different place or same place and all? So this origin this will be fixed by course. Okay. So I'm checking if there is any other issues. Update front end to call backend via container name. Okay. So I think this is where, yeah, this is your command. Okay. So HTTP front end users. So we can do one thing. As you told, we can try communication first. Okay. So whether if these three things are able to communicate properly or not. Okay. So where do you want to see from? From backend to Mongo?
Yeah, from backend to Mongo.
Hmm. Okay. So Docker run, no Docker exec hyphen it from backend. Okay. So let me see nc. Yeah, nc command is working. Okay. So I'm checking the networks. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. So your Docker has a container, like your container has a network IP, network address. Okay. So each container has different network address. So what will I do? Uh, Docker exec hyphen it. Okay. What is your, you want to run nc, right? Nc hyphen az zv, I guess. Yeah, nc-zv. What is your port number? You want front end port number. You want MongoDB. So that would be this one. I'm little strange because will it get a IP address or the whole IP string?
Uh, this is a small doubt. The above one
Hmm.
where you can see all these three containers, right? So is it network container are you inspecting or
No. I'm inspecting network. Docker inspect one network. Okay.
you're
Or
directly
I can
inspecting
inspect,
network? Okay.
yeah, I can inspect the container also. Okay. So Docker inspect Mongo. Yeah, this is the IP address. Okay. So backend nc-zv. So this is the netcat to check the port number. So this is the 3. Okay. And what is our port is, this is the port 27017. Yeah. What do you see here? Do you
Okay,
see
so
open?
from backend container, we are using the port with the DB port, right?
Okay. So I'm doing from backend container. So you want to connect to Mongo, right? So what did I do? I did Docker inspect Mongo. So here I got the IP address of the Mongo. Okay.
Okay.
And also I have the port number of Mongo.
Hmm.
So I did nc-zv, IP and port. So if there is a connection, we will get like this open.
Okay, so if I want to do it from Mongo means I use MongoDB and backend IP and port.
Yeah, that's it. So telnet it's not executable. So we can do from Mongo also. Let's inspect backend first. Okay. If you want, I can spin up simply grep for IP address. Okay. Grep 5.9 IP address. Okay. So Docker exec hyphen it. So you want to do from Mongo to nc-zv. You want to do it to backend, right? So
Yes.
this is the port number. Backend ka port number is 5000. This is the IP. Okay. I think it doesn't have NC, man. It's an Alpine container, right? Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have NC. Okay. Mongo. Yeah, let's see. DS. Yes, sir. So क्या करना है कि if you want to do it from Mongo, you're supposed to, yeah, let's, yeah, you cannot do it from Mongo because there is no NC to support it. Or when you're installing itself, you're supposed to do it. So we cannot do it from there. But we can verify that there is a connection from MongoDB to, I mean, backend DB to Mongo. So any questions there, man?
Nothing, Sasi. So we can use NC-ZB from two containers if you want to check. That's it, right?
Yes, that's correct. So we'll
Yeah.
do for front end, grep for IP address, grep 5.9. Okay. So Docker exec fnt backend nc-zv -2. Our front end is Nginx, runs in port number 80, right?
Yes, JD.
So, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me inspect my front end code. So here, what I did in my front end, I gave a curl. So curl to backend port 5000 users. Okay. So maybe I'll check if this call is working or not. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Curl cannot get a. Ah, okay.
So, can you run it locally and check whether it is working or not?
No, no,
That
it's
means,
working. So what exactly we are missing is, see, you have this thing now, right? Like your backend is working green, your DB is working green, your front end is also working, okay, but it's unable to communicate to backend. Okay, so that communication was here. It mentioned here, right? Add event listener in the script.js. Add event listener. Await fetch. It's doing from this particular one.
yeah, that's what. If you
Yeah,
if you run it server.js locally, then on the local post, it should give us a JSON at least, right?
ओके एक काम करता हूँ मैंने आई थिंक आई डिड ए कोर्स राइट ओके
Mm.
सो लेट मी rebuild it okay so so course actually it says is like whether the request coming from the own server or it is coming from the remote server, so that's what course
Okay.
says. So we let me do the git pull again. Okay, okay, I'll build a backend container again. Docker build -t backend dot backend. Okay, I gonna run it again. So let me see if there is a command for it. Okay, so let me delete that one.
Mm, so I think you already had a old backend container, I mean image.
Yeah, now I updated it, right? Docker images, grep for backend. Okay, I did one small change here. That course change, right?
Okay, so how can we can you go to images once?
Yes,
Okay, so you just given backend as a name. Okay, okay.
I overwritten the container. Whatever is there earlier, I overwritten. So what we are supposed to do, v1 slash v1, v2, v3, right? So in that case,
Yeah.
we will have the previous versions. Okay. So I just gave
Okay.
backend, so it's overwritten it. Okay. Now let me spin up that backend container again. Where is that? Let me check. We'll have MongoDB connection also. Okay. So yeah, this is the one. Docker run hyphen backend. Okay. We have the MongoDB connection ID. Okay. Now let me try verify it from the front end if I am able to connect to backend. Okay. So how will I do? Docker exec front docker exec hyphen it front end. What exactly I can do? I can do a curl call. Okay. Let's do the curl call as in earlier curl. Okay. So curl to read something should be there, right? For curl to get. Okay.
Yes.
So history grep for curl. So curl hyphen x get users, and I don't need to give any content, but let me give JSON. Cannot get users, huh? Okay. Yeah, let's check our backend if it is proper or not. Yeah, this is users. Oh, there is users, but does it return it? That's the question.
No, at least it should have an entry if it is not written.
Hmm. Hmm. Let me inspect my backend code again. Yeah, so there is only post parameter for users. Okay. So what will I do? I'll create a get parameter also. Yeah. Now I added a get parameter to read the errors, user details. Okay. So let me added get parameter. Okay. Docker rm backend, Docker build hyphen t backend v2. Think I'll just give backend v2 and dot slash backend. Let's rerun the Docker backend again. So we want version v2. So v2 step for backend. So let's try that curl call again. Curl hyphen x get local. Yeah, ये वाला, right? Yeah. Now we are getting the data, right? Read data, correct?
Okay.
Any questions, Prasad?
No, 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 Ceci. Very good.
Yeah. Now the backend is looking fine. Earlier backend doesn't have a read capacity. Okay. Now I added a read capacity to backend. Okay. Now for as you mentioned, we will verify the connection. We'll verify the same thing from the front end also. Okay.
Okay.
So Docker exec hyphen it front. Okay, we want just the curl call, right? So inspect exec hyphen it front end. Okay, we can give the curl call here. So curl and the IP address is this one. Okay, HTTP. The port number is 5000 slash users. Should be fine. Okay, we are getting the data. So instead of using the IP address, can we do something? Yes, we can do something called backend and users. 5000. So
Okay.
you see this one. So your IP address is getting replaced by your Docker name, Docker
Yeah.
container name. The Docker
Yeah.
container name is backend, right? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Now I can confirm that everything is working fine from front end to back end to database. Everything is working fine. So let's go ahead and refresh our front end. Okay. So we didn't make any changes, specific changes to front end. Hmm. You can check in the inspect network. What happened? We can 304 4 not mod fit. So what happened? We can check our backend Docker logs. Okay. Docker logs back. Hmm.
That's right.
Not working, but let's see. Let me do a clean start. Okay. So
As you see, front end name we have given some mistake. Yeah. Container.
the history Docker run, right? Okay, let's go for run. So as I told, we will start in sequence. The first one would be Mongo. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the MongoDB. Where is it? So this is the one. So we'll start the MongoDB first. Okay. And then we will start the backend here. Okay. Backend with the version V2. Okay. And then we
Okay.
will start the front end. Uh, okay. Let's check. Mongo front end backend. Okay, पूरा run हो रहा है. Let me hit it. Okay, let me hit the port 8080, as in the should be port 8080. Okay, let me hit it. Hmm. Yeah, we will take another 5 minutes, or we will take a break here. Okay, so let's give another try. What's happening here? How about backend? It's not hitting the backend at all. Yeah. Looks like the issue is with the course. Okay.
You see, can we check this actually locally? Is it working or not?
No,
Like,
local we did check, right? Local with the curl. Okay.
yeah, we check it from backend to DB, right? But not front end to backend, I think.
Okay. I'll show you what's happening. Okay. So see, we are
I
getting the
think,
data, right?
yeah, sorry. You used that post, right? So, yeah, I forgot that.
So yeah, I tried to update the course. Okay, let's see if it is going issue or not. Okay. Yeah, this is not updated properly, man. 1 second.
I think we can create a fresh image and course origin.
Replace dollar with your front end URL. Oh,
I think we need front end URL there.
here it's running in local host port. कितना पोर्ट है पोर्ट 8080. This should work. Hmm. This also looks fine. Yeah, I'm updating one small change, man. Okay. Uh, okay, curl is still working. Uh, Let me hit it again. Error name not resolved. Huh? Oh, okay, bro. So this is the problem. Let's try this. Okay. Yeah. I'll try one more entry for Corsman. Okay. So one last entry. Yay, server. So we added fetch entry, we added this one, and yeah, let's try one last one. Yeah, Prasad, you're there?
Yes, yes, yes. I was there.
Yeah, I guess this would be last attunement. We'll try, and then we'll close it up.
Sure, Sasi. No problem. Even I try in my local yes, tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this code is at my GitHub, so you can give it a try. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay, looks like we are having some issue where the front end and back end we are not able to interconnect. Okay, so
Okay.
we'll give it a try again. I'll try to solve it in the in the code. Maybe it might be one small glitch we are missing. I think so. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thanks for sharing.
Okay, Sasi.
Yeah.